Folks, Rich Pasini from RJPasini.com. I'm here to do a demo on an HP LaserJet 1300 printer. And I just want to go over a few things. First, I want to introduce myself. My name is Rich from RJPasini. And I do demo videos, intro videos, and sneak peek videos. And the reason why I do these videos for potential buyers to point out any flaws or any discrepancies that the item selling may have, and to give the potential buyer a little overview on what the item has to offer as far as its conditions, and in this particular case it's a printer. So without further ado, let me get started. I'm just going to move over here really quick. I just want to show you the things that this printer does come with. I'm going to break it down in parts, and then I'm going to show you what I have. First off, I noticed there are certain sellers on eBay selling these printers, and some may say they're selling it without the tray. Okay, this does have the tray. As you can see, it does come off. Your paper goes in here. All right, let me just slide this down a little here, folks. And you could slide this back and forth, the adjustment. Okay, and this would go on there on top of it, as you can see. Okay. Some people are also selling these printers without the toner cartridges. However, you are getting a toner cartridge with this printer, as you can see here. That you can see you're getting a toner cartridge with this. It's the 13A, and I'm going to go on the eBay website and show you, about who's selling these and how much. This feels like it's got weight on it, but it's hard to tell because with the weight of the plastic and the mechanism in here, I can't tell you. I don't know the page count on here, what's left on it, but it does feel heavy. I did print out some test sheets, and the test sheets seem nice and crisp and dark. So there may be some usage on it if you are the potential buyer of this printer. I wouldn't run out and necessarily buy one right away, but if you want to buy one on hand and keep it just for a backup, that's fine. But I would definitely use this one that's going to come with it. It comes with the power cord, and I'm offering this fairly new USB printer cable that goes with it, that connects to it. All right, and I do these videos from start to finish. I'm going to go over, so I hope you have some time to spend with me with this here. I like to be as thorough as possible and talk about the item and its condition and so on. Now I'll show you the printer. I'm just going to move these to the side over really quick, and then we'll take it from there. All right, let me just put this over here for the time being, and the papers. Okay, here is the printer itself. I'm going to move I got it on a rag here, so a cloth, so I don't scratch my desk. So just check it out here. I'm going to move the webcam down. This is the printer. As you can see, the printer's in pretty good condition. It's pretty clean. The only thing I want to point out, it's not going to show you the webcam because there's a lot of light in here, a lot of glare for whatever reason. I don't have the printer set up, the webcam is set up for white balance and not. You can't see it in the webcam, but in the pictures it'll show. The front of this over here is like yellowed, okay? The top here that slides out, this is yellow too. And over here, this whole side, now this is probably exposed from the sun, but you'll see it in the pictures. You probably can't see it too good in a webcam because the white balance is off on this for some reason. It's very bright in here. Everything is functional on it. You pop it open like this, and this is where you'll insert your printer cartridge. All right. Of course, this is a tray where you got the where your paper slide goes in. Okay, let's see what else we got here. This is the back. I think they call this a page through, whatever page through thing. I'm not sure. I don't know if you open this up with a pager when you're putting the paper in the front, over here in the setting, and it pops out here. I don't know. You got to read up on it, folks, with that part. Here is where your USB connector goes. Okay. Your power adapter, power switch and power cord goes in here. This here, I don't know. This is the way it came. It's not broken. It just slides in. It's a little door. I don't know if there's some kind of memory thing, a slot. Some kind of slot goes in there. Something goes in there, some sort. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what that. You got to read up on it, folks. I want to just show you really briefly how it prints and that it does work. And that's why I do these things from start to finish. I got to get some paper from my other printer here. I'm going to just get a couple of sheets here from this printer. I have my HP here. I have an HP as well. And I also have a brother printer that I do all my laser work on because it's a lot cheaper than the HP printer, the all-in-one with the color. I think you can see a little now. You can start seeing the shading here on the webcam. It's trying to show you. Yeah, remember, the front of this is like yellowed, okay? I don't think, I know it looks kind of weird. I don't think HP intended to be that way because, like I said, you got this side here a little yellowed. This is yellowed, and on this side it's yellow. So just keep that in mind if you get it. I know you can't see it. The webcam is really bright, and there you go. Well, it's focusing in and out. I guess, like I said, it's too probably bright in here for some reason, but it doesn't seem bright. But anyway, I don't think that's the way HP meant it to be. It's supposed to be all one color, like this nice white bait, like this white color here. It's supposed to be like this. Okay, you can see it on the side here now. Okay, your function switches work. Okay, they indicate if there's paper in it or out. Okay. I also want to point out any conditions that the printer may have. As far as like it's got these scratches, it has light wear, but looking visible right now in front of me, it doesn't seem like anything is damaged. You know, everything seems to work fine in here. The only thing I will tell you is when you're putting paper in these things, make sure that your guides are set right, because I had the paper going in, it was getting stuck in here, coming out crooked, it was getting jammed in here. Make sure these guides are set right. I moved them, now I'm going to have to readjust them again, so I'm going to take a little time with that. Like I said, I'm going to do a live demo here. Otherwise, getting back to the printer itself, the body itself on it is pretty clean. From what I see here, there's no cracks or dents in it, not that I can see here. Let me just see over here. Well, it looks like something was a little over here, a little mark here. I don't know if it was a crack or stress crack, or looked like it was going to be a stress crack, but whatever, it's not cracked like it's on a broken piece off here. Everything else seems intact. Nothing else is damaged from what I can see here. Okay, all right. So we got that going on. So the body itself is pretty clean. A little dusty. I had it dusted yesterday. I got it in pretty clean condition. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to insert the tray first. Oh, let me just say one thing. On this one here, it looks like someone tried to repair it. I don't know if you can see it over here. See this here? It looks like someone tried to repair it. It doesn't affect the printing. I mean, you know, what it does, I think it's a bracket, support brackets when you put it in there. That's my notes on that. And this one here also, like I said, I like to point out flaws. I like to be upfront and honest with people because I'm not here to, you know, try to mask any problems. This piece here, boy, this webcam is really bright today. This here is broken over here. You know, you can see it's broken. So that's what we got going on with that. Okay. All right. So we got that going on. So anyway, what that would do is you would go in here like this here. I don't want to. You know, these are very. You gotta understand with a printer of this age, the plastic gets very brittle. So be careful with it, folks. You know, like try not to force things if you don't have to. Maybe that's what happened with the person who had this thing. Maybe they try to force it in and they broke it. So I believe that's how it goes in like this here. Like I said, I don't like forcing things in. We'll leave it like that. Okay, I think it's got. I think that's what that's supposed to do. It acts as a support of some sort here. Okay, so we got that in there. You get a few sheets, right? And you're going to put it in here. But make sure, again, make sure you adjust it properly. Make sure they're set right in here. Okay, because if they're not, it's gonna knock the paper off, and you're gonna get a printer, and when you get it, and if you don't adjust this right, you're gonna say, geez, I bought that printer off the guy, and the thing jams all the time. It's not the printer, it's the way you set the guides up. So you got to make sure you play around with it to get that fine tuning there. And hopefully once you set it, if you're printing at a lot of 8.5 by 11, you won't have to worry about stuff like this here, adjusting this all the time. Okay, all right. You don't want it to crinkle up either. You want to leave a little play like that. You don't want it so snug where it's going to get jammed in there. Okay, so now let's move this over here a little here. All right. So now we got that there set up. This top tray goes in. This is a pretty good condition too. Not really damage on it. Everything seems to be working fine. You know, it works pretty good. Okay, it works pretty good in there. It's pretty clean, as you can see. No cracks or damage. Not that I've seen on anyway. You know, I try to go over these things with a fine-tooth comb. You know, make sure, like, because I like to get good stuff. I don't like to get stuff that's gonna, you know, be broken. Outside of the bottom of the tray, like I pointed out to you, has got that crack. But again, that doesn't affect the printing. I'm sure if you're very fussy and you want to keep this for a long, long time and you want to try to get a new tray for it, you could. I don't think you really need it. Me personally, if I was going to keep it, I wouldn't, you know, invest money in a new tray. unless something really broke bad over here where the thing's dilapidated, then I would do that. So this would go in here like this. And again, same thing with this, folks. When you're going to do the paper feed through here, make sure it's properly fed here, because again, I was trying to do it this way. I didn't have the guide set right, and the paper came out all wrinkled. It was getting jammed in here. This does work. I'm going to show you from start to finish. Okay, so let's plug this. Let's put this in like this. It drops in like that. Okay. There, a little dust. Okay, so now we got that in there. Excuse me. So now we're gonna plug this in here into the back. All right, and again, I'm gonna spin this around really gently so we don't. Now I gotta be careful with that thing. You don't want to break that. Okay, so this goes back here. You plug it in. All right, I'll make sure it's plugged in here right. It's one of these 3-prong things. So if you don't have one, I have an cord here, an extension cord here that you can get these adapters if you have an extension cord like this, and you could just plug it in. I don't include this in there because this is what I used to test things out with. But you would plug this in like that. I plug this in the extension cord. So please remember, you're not getting this. Okay, this doesn't come with it. Okay, so this is just for me. This is for my testing purposes. But if you have a 2-prong plug like that, then you're going to need one of these here. Okay, so you plug that in like that. Now the printer already went on. Okay, I want to show you. I'm going to turn around and show you it going on from the beginning. I'm going to open up this here. I wrap this up because this is how I send my stuff out. Like when the time comes, I get the cord. If you are the lucky buyer this here, this will be rewrapped again. I wrap it up in plastic. I'm unraveling it now, but this will be wrapped up in plastic again. So I'm not worried about this here, but I just want to show you that this is how I get my stuff, how I take care of it, as far as sending stuff out. So let's get this out of here if we could. I really wrapped it up a little too good. Let me get this out here. Okay, here we go. Let's get this out of the way. And as you can see, this is fairly a nice new. I think this is a new one. This is fairly new. I think this is a new USB cable. You can see it's nice, and it's pretty big. I don't know, maybe 4 feet from side to side. I don't know. It's big though. I mean, you got plenty of wiggle room here if you got to move things around. Okay, I'm going to plug this in over here. That goes right on this side here. Here's the where you plug it in. Okay, I'll make sure I'm doing it right here. Again, I don't like forcing stuff. Okay, so that's where the USB goes. Okay, it's even telling you USB cord. Okay, now I'm going to turn it around again very gently because we want nothing to get broken up here. Okay. Sorry, folks, I'm taking time with this here, but you know what? After this, I have another printer that, if you might be interested in, it's a brother printer. I think it's a 650 DW. That'll be doing a demo on that one. So if you're interested in that, check that out. I'm going to raise the volume up on my computer here to show you that this does acknowledge when you plug it in. Well, I got to turn a printer on as well, but I'm going to plug it into the computer, and you can hear an audible sound. Let's see. You'll hear it when I turn the power on. You could look at the status lights up here. See, you can't really see it. There you go. So much glare in here. I'm sorry about the glare, folks. Okay. Everything's going on. It's just going through a sequence here. All right, for some reason, it's saying it's got that light there now. I don't know if it detected the papers in there. Let's see what's going on here. All right. For some reason, it's detecting there. The status light is going on. It usually tells you when there's no paper in there, but there is paper in here. Let's try it one more time here. Okay. I had everything going yesterday. I did a trial run yesterday. Everything seemed to be working fine. Unless I didn't. Oh, I know what it is, folks. I'm very sorry about that, guys. Can't print without this. My fault. My bad, right? Okay, so you open this up like this here. Sorry about that, folks. The most important thing to print with, right? Okay, you slide this in here, and don't force it. Don't push this in because I'm just going to do it very lightly, show you. See, the door will do it when you do it. That's how it works. So when you do this here, when you open this up, the cartridge will slide out. Okay, that's why the status light came on. But you know what? It's good. See, that's another thing. I want to show you that it does work. It does detect if something's not working, or something's not, in this case, inserted, like the toner cartridge. Okay, so now we close it up. Power it back on again. You should hear an audible sound. Let's see. Let me do it this way here. I don't think I muted the sound on it. Let's see. I don't think I muted the sound on it. Usually hear a sound on here. Okay. Well, I know it's connected because I had it yesterday. Probably, maybe it's already because it's already been detected. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to. I'm going to do a screen share here, and I'm going to go over here. Let me just move this up again so you can see me. All right. And over here, you're going to see I have the printer set up here as far as like to show you that you can get the software for it. But I want to show you that this printer. I didn't load any of the software here, okay, on this printer on my computer. What you would do is when you type in HP LaserJet 1300, it'll bring you to the driver and software, and you can see here's the picture of the printer, right? Your printer here, and it says it. You could do the manuals. You could see the top issues. You could search the HP Support Center, which we did already. That's where we are right now. What you want to do is you go over here and you look at all the different systems that it'll work with, as far as I know. Or well, right now it's detected mine. Mine is a Windows 10 64. Now, mind you, I didn't load the software up on my computer. Okay, so I just want to keep that, and I want you to keep that in mind. If you get it, sometimes I have buyers that bought printers in the past said, well, with operating system in it, I usually put all that information in there. That's totally up to you. You're going to have to do the research on it, but it does work with Windows 10. And I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to prove it to you by going to the window here. Here's the control panel, right? This is over here. You can see it, control panel. When you go over here to devices and printers, you click that on. Well, first let me show you the system it's working on. All right, this is the proof is in the pudding. Here you can see Windows 10 Home. This is mine. My system is a 64-bit operating system. Okay, I get the 8 gig and so on. It tells you it's my computer name, HP Pavilion. Okay, so you can see right here, Windows Edition. This is the Home Edition. Okay, the last year, whatever, 2016. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back, and we're going to go to Devices and Printers. Now, mind you, I didn't load any software for this, any software driver. The only thing I will say that I did with this here is did the troubleshooting thing. And you might want to do the same thing. Now, you can see here, it detected it. You see it? HP LaserJet 1300. You right-click on it. You'll see set as your default, printer preferences, printer property, right, and so on. What you do is, when you do a troubleshoot, now, not everything might be so compatible with it. Now, there's something here. It'll tell you it's detecting the problems, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to do your troubleshooting by right-clicking that on, of course. All right. As you can see, I got a lot of printers here, but some of these printers are going to come off. Like this brother one here is going to be coming off, so I don't have that one. But that's the one that's going to go up for sale next. I'll have to do a demo on that one. So if you're interested in that one, you might want to check into that. Okay, so it's going to go through a detecting a problems thing here. And you know what? You'll see that for yourself after it detects how long it's going to take. I don't know. I don't want this to go into an hour as far as demoing this printer, because it is very basic and stuff like that. It's saying over here, gathering information about your devices, and then you might get something over here. I thought it would be important to show this stuff to you. On the other hand, if it takes too long, you could do it yourself. And it'll tell you apply to fix. It'll tell you if it does work or if something's incompatible with it, whatever. Apparently, it doesn't make a difference, because I'll tell you why. I'm gonna hold off on this because I don't want to take too long, folks. Take your time up. Watching videos could be kind of boring to it sometimes. I'm going to cancel it, but that's what you would do. You would click on here, right-click, do troubleshoot. Okay, so I did that there. It did apply to fix. It was a basic fix, and it said something about your system doesn't recognize a USB 3.0, whatever. So I just disregarded that, and I said, let me test it and see if it works. So I went over here to printing preferences, and when it comes up, my system's pretty slow. Okay. All right, when you got the printing preferences, you want to check it out, default settings, so on and so forth, DPI, finishing effects, and all that stuff there. So we don't want that one. So what we want to do is you want to go to printer properties. Now this is the one that will allow you to do printer test pages on it, okay? So this is the one where you're going to do your print test, okay? And you can see it right here. Again, I didn't load any software up in this here. You say print test page. And now I'm going to move the camera down here. I want you to see this live, folks. So I want you to know it ain't no smoke and mirrors. Okay, you're watching on the screen, and you could also see it on a share. Now it should go through. There you go. The function's pretty quiet. Okay. Again, make sure when you're doing this, folks, that you have that paper and the guide. It's set up right there. Okay. Make sure it's set right, because again, everything's functioning nice. I mean, that's the way it should be. You could hear the printer's very quiet. It's a very quiet printer. HP makes good printers, by the way. And I'm going to do one more test. I'm going to show you that. Well, actually, what other test could I show you on this one here? I don't want to keep wasting the ink, because by the time you guys get it, you'll have no ink. You know what? Just to save you ink, I'm not gonna go through it. This is the other thing that tells you about the HP LaserJet printer. This printed out as well. You probably can't see it again because of all the glare. I'm going to include the sheets in here with the printer. It just tells you all about the printer. It tells you the speeds up to 20 pages per page. 8 seconds means your jaws print quickly, crisp, clear, and text for professional-looking documents. The print reliability with 16 megabyte of RAM, expandable to 80, 133 megahertz processor, max on to 2,500 pages, 2,500 page print per cartridge. So they're saying with this toner cartridge in here, you should get 2,500 pages. And it all depends how much you use. You know, it depends if you do a lot of graphics like that. You might use a lot more ink and you might get less pages. I don't know. I'm just telling you that's what's coming. But you're going to get these sheets. Okay. Now here's the one you just seen come off the printer. Okay. That I just printed. This one is the welcome page. Again, you can't see it because of the glare. It just says over here, I'll read it to you really quick. You're currently correctly installed your HP LaserJet on your PSL5 on an HP Pavilion. The date, 3/29/2017. The time, 11/10/41. That's telling you the HP. Okay, so on and so forth. Operating system environment, Windows x64. Okay, so it's telling you all the stuff on here. All right, you're going to get this sheet too. I'm going to give you both sheets. I'm going to give you the test sheet, and I'm going to give you the printer sheet. This sheet here tells you all about the printer. Okay, so you're going to get these sheets. So don't worry if you can't see them on a video. You're going to get these. I'm going to include them on there for you. Okay, so you're going to get that. I'm going to take a sheet out and show you that the top thing works too. Now this one here, again, when you're doing this here, if you need to take it out. Okay, I'm not saying do it all the time. Just to get up the first initial setup. Make sure that when you're setting this up and you don't want it crisp, you don't want it bent up. Try to keep it where it's going to slide, but you see, you want to make sure these edges right here meet. Okay, you don't want it to be beveled up, because what will happen is it'll get like that. Once you set it one time, you have to do this all the time. But you know, you want to make sure that it's not going to go in jammed and stuff like that. Once you get this, if you're the only person using the printer and you got your settings this way, as long as you set it up this way and nobody touched it, you should have no problem. But if it does jam, please don't think right away it's the printer or there's something broken in there or anything like that. It's the way because the paper wasn't set up properly. So sometimes it may happen. It might not happen right now, but I think I got it pretty much set to where it should go in properly. Okay. You want to make sure it's set right. Again, once it's in, don't keep playing with the guides, because if you don't see it properly, you'll end up having a problem with it. You just move it in a little like that, like where it's got to grab it. Okay, just like that. Okay. I'm not saying you got to be 100% gentle all the time, but again, you don't want to have that problem. So we're going to do another print test, and now it should print from here. Okay, let's see if it works right. Hopefully it won't jam, folks. Gotta keep my fingers crossed, but if it does, we'll redo it again to show you that there's nothing wrong with the printer. It's the guides. And you're watching the screen share, so you're seeing everything live. Okay. Now you see it took the pager out of there. Okay. See it right here. This is all live. Again, here's the Windows print test page. Okay. Boy, you can't see with that glare. Wow. I really feel bad, folks. But again, I will include this with it. So you've seen this works. The tray works. And I'm not going to print any more paper because it does come out nice and crisp and clear. All right. So again, you'll have a nice printer here. Okay, this is a good printer. Like I said, it works. I point out the flaws. This one here slides up and down. I guess to you know, if the paper comes out, it won't fall down. Let's see. Yeah, I guess it's like just to help the paper out, because you know, it might otherwise be like that. So you would just slide this out, and that would have the printer like that. You know, it would probably keep it that way. Okay, that's what that's for. It doesn't pop out. That's the way it is. It's fixed like that. Okay. The other things I want to show you, I'm going to just turn this printer around. I can't think of anything else to show you about it. I mean, I showed you the test page. It prints. I'm trying to point out if there's any other flaws with it, anything broken on it. There might be a little something over here. It looks like something was repaired over here at one point. Okay, on this part here. Again, these are superficial things. I mean, these don't interfere with the printing. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, don't let that bother you unless you want a perfect one, like brand spanking new. Then you might want to, try going to a seller. This is not a seller refurbished printer. This is a seller tested printer, and as you can see, it does work. Okay, so is it refurbished? If people got any questions, is this a refurbished one? No, this is not I call a seller refurbished. This is a seller tested one, and you're seeing it live. And I can't be any more explicitly clear than that. Again, with this printer, I'm showing you one more time over here. Maybe you might see a little better from a distance here. Maybe you can't. Here, now remember this, folks. When you get it, if you are the lucky buyer, I'm gonna remove the paper and take this tray because you know what? It's very not for nothing, but this plastic on these things is very delicate here. So I'm just gonna move it up like that, get it out. It sounds like you're cracking things off here, but no, nothing's broken. My suggestion is though, just to protect these things. If you do get this here, try not to remove this too much because you might weaken up the things. I mean, right now I can see nothing's cracked that side of the one I was telling you. It looks like it was repaired. And again, you can probably see it better now if it darkens up a little. Over here, this part is cracked here. Again, it doesn't affect the printing, but shipping this here is going to have to be carefully packaged. It's going to be probably boxed, of course. And then, with wrapping around it and then boxed to go separate, not separate, but it's got to be packed in a way where it ain't going to get damaged. Because it's very light plastic, but it's good though. I mean, it's a good, everything's clean on it. It's not bad at all. And if you you do your shopping around, you'll find out that some of these people ain't selling these even with the trays. That I don't know. I mean, some people may just want the unit, so maybe they already have the trays, want to get a new printer. I don't know. I like to sell it somewhat complete. So I'm going to move this over here. Let me just put the paper over here for now. You see, I don't know if you can see the status light blinking here. You can see it there. It's blinking. That's because I removed the paper. Okay, I don't want you to think there's anything going on with the printer. That's basically what I can tell you about this printer. I'm going to power it off. Again, I think I'm done with the demo part, so I'm going to pull the plug over here on the USB cable. And I'm going to turn this around very gently. Okay, and I'm going to remove the USB cord from here. So this is a fairly new cord, folks, and I think when you get it, you'll say the same thing. This guy, he included the cord is pretty new looking. I mean, I picked it up and it didn't have wrapping around, but you can see it's very new. I mean, everything is so clean on it. And of course, it comes with the power AC power cord, which should always be included. I don't know if there's anybody selling without it. But I'm going to, again, this is going to, everything gets wrapped up in plastic. I'll wrap this up in plastic. And the reason why I do that, folks, is because, I like to make sure that, not that I keep it when I'm packaging, I don't keep these next to the unit, but I like to wrap them up in plastic because if something does happen where it does break free, whatever, I don't want to scratch or damage the printer. So this will be wrapped up and probably have something protected around the plastic part, the metal part. This here, same thing probably with this. I'll probably wrap something around it. But you are getting the USB printer cable and the AC adapter, of course. You are getting the tray with it. You're getting this tray. The reason why I specify is because some people are selling these without the trays. Okay, and you will get the pages that came out of the print to do the test mode. I just want to go over really quick. And of course, the toner cartridges in there. Just one more time, just to refresh. The toner cartridge in there. You are getting this toner cartridge. Again, please, folks, don't ask me how much is on it. I know it feels heavy. I don't know how much is in there. I couldn't tell you. So please don't ask me how many. I don't know. There's probably a way to do a page count. I'm not too familiar with that part. But you are getting a toner cartridge with this. I'm not going to leave this out separately. I'm going to probably include that. Just leave it in the printer when it's during shipping. I think it'll be fine. And remember, again, these things are plastic. So my thing, folks, is when you're doing it, don't push it in because I'm just doing it very lightly, but you might damage something here. So that's the way HP designed it. So when you close it up, the cartridge automatically inserts itself, and when you have to remove it, they made it where when you're pulling it out like this, when you pull this door down, it retracts, the cartridge comes out in a position where you can remove it, okay? So just be careful with that. Again, it's, you know, all printers are plastic, as far as I know. I don't know if any of that are made of aluminum or some kind of metal. That'd be great if it was, okay? So, and when you close it, of course, I always make sure I keep it closed, you know, carefully. Again, that's all I can tell you about the printer. So I'm just going to slide this over here, and we're going to do a split screen share really quick. And I'm going to go close this one out here. Again, just to recap, you could see over here on my Windows system, again, I didn't load any software here, but you could see the printer is attached to my computer. Okay, so it is attached. All right, and again, it's on a Windows. This is the one I picked up here, just to let you know really quick. This is the one I have. It's a 7520. I picked that up too. I picked that up pre-owned too, believe it or not. And it's a really nice condition. And you know, the other printer I have is the Brother. I like this one too. It was a toss-up. I was thinking all weekend. I said, should I keep this one here? And my daughter's like, Dad, keep the one with the, you know, keep the HP. You know, it's got a bigger screen and stuff like that. But this one here, I'm going to be doing a demo on that one next. This one works great. I mean, I did all the testing on it. This one I did load the software up because there were certain things I wanted to show you, like the drivers. Because the reason why I load all the drivers on this one is because in all the one I want to show you it scans and stuff like that. And certain things it'll say can't scan because it needed the driver. So certain things I had to install in there. But anyway, we're not talking about that Brother printer. That will be going up next on eBay. So if you're interested in that, you can check that one out. That's why I left that there. I didn't remove it. Once this video is done, this will come off my computer. All I got to do is just delete it. You know, remove. It says when you want to remove these things, it says remove device. I'm going to leave it on for now, just in case, whatever. But once the print is done, I'm going to take it off. I'm going to close this window, and then I'm going to go over here. Here, I have a couple windows open here with this. First, let me get back to the toner. Now, if you look at the prices of toner, don't let it scare you, folks, because a lot of people say, "Wow, that's expensive." If you're going HP for this printer, you're probably going to spend. That's because it's a branded item, it's a genuine branded item, and you're going to spend a lot of money. You look at the price of these things, $54. Here you get 3. If you're a person that uses this printer a lot, like they do a lot of heavy printing, you might want to consider this one here for $33. I don't do that much printing with my Brother laser. I got a Brother laser printer I use. I don't use that much. You know, I print my invoices with and stuff. But if you look at the prices, it's ridiculous. Now, me personally, I would go for something like this for $16.99. And you can see it says right here for the LaserJet 1300. So don't get nervous and say, geez, if I buy this printer, it's going to cost me a fortune in ink. You don't have to worry about it. Believe me, I use non-branded in my HP and my Brother. I use non-branded cartridges. I don't buy the original ones. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Some people sell different ones. Like here, again, this is for $31. I think he's giving you. It's a 3-pack. It's nice to have. I wouldn't spend. Or is that for the printer? That's for the toner. $70. See, if you look at the prices, are really ridiculous. And to be honest with you, I don't know if people are buying them. You know, here's for $220. You get all these 20-pack. Okay, now I like this. This is trending at 14. I'm going to buy it now, free shipping. Now, if you bought this printer, you say, you know what? As a backup, I want to buy an extra cartridge just to hold on to it. I would go with this guy here. Okay, it's new. It's probably non-branded. Let's click it on at $12 and change. You can't beat that with a stick. I would definitely buy it. Let's see what it looks like here. Okay, he's got to buy it now. Money back guarantee. Free standard shipping. Okay, and that's label tape. That's the name of the guy who's selling it. All right, I would buy that for $12, and that's what the cartridge. That's what it looks like. Okay, for $12. All right, you can't go wrong for $12. You know, so I would buy from this guy here. If I was going to keep this printer, I would buy from this guy. All right. Then if you go back to the search results, there's another guy that's selling. Like if you didn't like this guy, say, I don't know if I want to go from him. He's a top-rated seller. There was one I think on the top. Really quick here. I don't want to take too much of your time. I'm really sorry. And here's another guy selling it over here for $12.58. I don't know if it's the same guy, top rate. So it might be the same guy. Believe it or not, sometimes they do it that way. Let's see. All right, this is Super Ink Toner. He's a top rate seller. He's selling his for $12 and change, free standard shipping. So you know you might want to try checking this guy out. Okay. So you don't have to go crazy and sit there and get nervous buying that, because in the past that's what I used to look at the toner, because toner is expensive. Ink and ink cartridges like for the HP LaserJet, I mean all-in-one, they're expensive if you buy the branded. But if you don't buy the branded, I've been using my printers with the non-branded. Like I said, they work great. Anyway, that's the deal with that, folks. I'm sure you could figure that one out. So the driver software, I printed out a couple here, manuals, the LaserJet one, and here's the other one. But these are all different for a reason. When you go to the the HP Support Center, you could over here go into the user guide and print it out. Okay, you could print it out. It's a lot of pages. It's a PDF file. So if you look over here on this one here, I already opened up other windows to show you. This again tells you a little about the printer. Okay, it tells you 20 pages per minute for letter size paper, 19 per minute for A4 size paper. Again, first page out in less than 10 seconds, 1200 DPI, so I want 250 sheet enclosed input tray, 10 sheet priority feed tray. I guess that's the one over there that goes on the top. The memory upgrades to, it's at 16 megabytes of RAM. Memory is upgradable to 80 megabytes. It does 4 or 2500 page print cartridge. Now that's probably with the high yield, the 4000 one. So just keep that in mind. This one most likely is probably not the high yield one. Okay, I couldn't tell you that. Might say it on there, I don't know. 1284B parallel port. You know, it's got true LIO connectivity card. That's probably what that thing is back there, little slot. It tells you the operating systems: Windows 98, ME 2000, and XP. Okay, when this came out, this printer, Windows 10 probably wasn't around. That's why they don't have it here. But as you can see again, it does work on a Windows 10 operating system because I just showed it to you. I just proved it to you. That tells you the power slot, your power switch, 45 PCL fonts, 35 PS fonts. And then it goes on a little more about that there. The thing is with this printer, or any printer, you know, when you're buying pre-owned, you know, you may have like little skirmishes, little things pop up and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, folks, using this print, not using this printer, but testing it out, even with the brief testing with the page and configuration, stuff like that, I had no problem with it. Like I said, the only thing I'm upfront and honest with is like when I didn't have the paper set in the guides, the paper tray, you know, rack there, whatever guides, the printer did jam when it went in because the paper went in sideways. That happened. But like you can see, honestly, I just did this live, and you're seeing how the printer performed. Now, if you're a person like me that wants to have guides, like you want to use a manual, I don't have a manual with this here. I don't have any installation software. Again, you could get it off the probably website here, and I'm going to show you. First off, if you want a manual, let's say you're like me. I like to have manuals, so I'm going to click this on. So what you would do is you would go over here to the user guide. Okay, they got a general reference, and you can view all the documents. So I go to user guide, and of course, it's going to come up as a PDF file. So with the PDF, I'm not sure how many pages. You'll see over here, I have a couple one here. Start guide, and here's the user guide. Then it goes on with the technical stuff. So let's go to the user guide, and you're going to see different printer numbers here. LaserJet 1150, 1300, 13N. Well, this printer here is a 1300. So it all pertains to the same thing. You click it on. Okay. And my little thing is swirling over here, so I'm spinning around. It's seeking it out, so to speak. All right, and let's see what happens here. Now, I might have it already opened. Let's see. All right, I might have this open here. There was one, like I said, I did open it up. Okay, maybe this is why it didn't open up. Okay, I already have one open up. So when you open it up, here's what it's going to look. Here's how user guide's going to look. You're going to see it's got the same things I just tell you, 1150, 13, and 1300N. Okay, here's the user guide. Now, here's my thing, what I always tell people when it comes to buying printers without user guides. If you're a person that needs to have a specific thing printed out, you don't have to. See how many pages this is, folks, up here? You see it? 162 pages. Okay. Now, let's say you're a person that just needs to know, I want to see the printer configurations for the HP 1300. So you would click it on. It's showing you over here. It's page 4. Okay. Now, it's going to show you page 4 on the guide. Up here, it's going to be page 12. Okay. So what you're going to do is, you know, don't get yourself confused, because if you say, like print page 4, it's going to probably give you a different page. So what you do is, you just want to print that one page, let's just say, or maybe you want to print out 4 and 5, whatever. So what you would do is, but 4 and 5 would be 13, page 13 and 14. All right, let's just say, what you do is you go to File. I always get nervous doing this because sometimes I get bumped off the webcam. You go to Print Preview. Always go to Print Preview. Okay. So it'll come up like this. Okay. Now, we already know that it was page 13. On here, it's page 12. So we could even pan to 12, all right? We'll go here, page to 12. Pan to 12, I should say. All right. So this is the one. Yeah, it shows you a little small. But what you would do is you go to print. And don't get nervous. You're not going to activate the printer to print. That's why we're doing it this way. Now, you see where it says all? You uncheck that and you go to this one. So what you're going to do is you're going to type in 12. Let's just say, not 121, 12 to, let's say you want 2 pages. Let's say you want 14. Let's say you want page 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so that might, let's say they'll show you that there. Then you click this here, and that's the only pages you're going to get. Okay, you don't have to print out the whole thing. I mean, if you want to print out 162 pages, 8.5 by 11, it could be a nice little stack of paper there. Okay, I'm just saying this here as you use for reference, and so on. You might want to do that there for certain things. Maybe you might want to find out something else from the printing. Maybe you might want to read about the. You can even read it online. You can even read online. You know, it's got the eco mode in here to save toner, as you can see. The printer has a lot of features. Here's the walk around. It tells you all the settings: the light, the ready light, go on, go button light, attention light, main input tray, priority out input tray, output bin, print, and you can just read up on it. You don't have to go into the whole spiel, reading the whole book. It's up to you. But if you don't want to print it out, you could also read it. But you see, this is what you get with it. Okay. And that's basically all I could tell you about this printer, folks. I don't know how much time we're going into this here, but that's basically it, because I got another one. I got to do another video on the other printer. If you have any questions, let me just move this out. I'm going to finish with the screen share. At least you know now what we got going on. Again, this video is for the HP LaserJet 1300. If you have any questions and you want to, you need anything to be answered, like maybe it's something I might have left out, please email me at rjpasini@verizon.net, or you could just message me on eBay, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. If I left anything out, folks, it wasn't done intentionally. I might have just slipped my mind. I forgot. I try to preempt myself before I do the videos, this way, because sometimes I want to keep it fresh in my mind. That's why I do these videos. But if I did leave anything out, I apologize about that. This is all I could tell you. Again, there's no software installation included with it. That's what I wanted to show you, really, folks, before we get out of this here. Yeah, people may be saying, well, what about the software? Suppose I need it. What you would do is you go over here again, and you go to, let's see here. Bear with me for 1 second here. Upgrade, migrate, set up, install. I'm not sure if that's the one. Let's see here. Because they do have it where you get the software and you can print out the drivers. I know that. Let's see. Upgrade, migrate, operating command. Set up, install. Let's see. I'm not sure if this is the one here. Operating compatibility. Because I know they have one where it had software on there. That's what I wanted to show you guys. Manual troubleshooting. Is that the one? Support information. I know they have it because I've seen it there. They talk about the compatibility, but let's see. Support. Let's see if I go to support. Software and drivers. Okay, let's see something here, folks. Because some of you might get a little nervous. Say, geez, if I buy it and it doesn't work, it might work on his, but it might not work on mine. That's what I want to see here. So you click on the support, software and drivers. Okay, it should come up with this printer here. Now let me see. I'm about to turn it on again. I already had it for that day, if I'm not mistaken. I did have it where you can get the software for it. Boy, oh boy. I know it was in there because I seen it. Okay. Let's see. Troubleshoot. Laser. I know that. Yeah, well, we got that one already, but that's the one. I know they have it where you could do you can get the software for it as well. Because that's the printer we have here. Let's see. Choose all H products. Set up, install, upgrade, and migrate. I know it was over here because I seen it. I didn't install it. So let me see here. Operating system specifications. Let's see. Was it this one here? Printing, install software and drivers. I'm sorry. Here it is, folks. I think this is the one I was talking about. let's see. So now they have it for Windows 7 and so on and so forth. But I don't know if that's for Windows 7, but this is, I know I've seen another one on there. Let's see here. They definitely have it because I know I've seen it. Install driver software for that. I know they have it here, folks. Let's see. One more time here. I just want to check something out here. But anyway, I'll include that once I find here. Again, I don't want to take too much of your time. I feel like I took so much time from you guys as it is. They definitely have it there where you can get the software for it. I know that because I've seen it where you can download the driver software. So just keep that in mind. You can definitely do it. I'll put the link in there on the bottom of the screen. I know I had it on here. I thought I had it with you, but you can see it does say software and drivers, and to identify the printer. You know, just to show you, just to show you how that would work. Let me just. I mean, I don't want. I said I don't want to take too much time, but let me just show you really quick, just to give you a little insight. Okay, I'm going to plug this back in again, and I'm going to put this back into the USB and plug in the printer, just to show you. Okay, so let's see here, because I don't like to leave things unsettled when it comes to things like that, especially, you know, if you're new buying stuff like this. I plug this in, power it on. Okay. Now let's see what we get here. Identifying, and it'll tell you identifying your product here. That's my computer, of course. Okay. Now, if it doesn't identify this here, then there's a little something. I don't know why it wouldn't identify it, but it should. That's how you would find out too. It'll by identifying your printer too, like that. It should come up. If not, then I got to go the other way around. Let's see what we got here. I really apologize about this, folks, but you know what it is. I like to just give everybody a little insight as far as what's going on. Okay, it doesn't have this one here. So what I did was I went to the search engine. I went to Google over here. And I just typed in here HP LaserJet, okay, HP LaserJet 1300, 1300 software, okay, software download. So I went over here, typed the first one here, okay, and let's see, support. I think this is the one here, right? Driver software HP, right here, this one here. That's the one I think I had. Now you could buy it off of eBay. Look at that, for $15. I mean, that's totally up to you if you want to buy it. Now, I know it looks like it brought us right back to the same thing again. All right, you know what? I think this is what it is right here. Select the driver language. You know, I was probably bouncing all around the place, and here it is right here. What you would do is you would select your operating system. That's my fault, folks. I'm sorry. It was probably on it all along, you know. So in my case, I'm going to use Windows 10 64-bit operating system. Okay. You would use the other operating systems depending on what your computer has on it. And what you would do is, you see over here it says Microsoft, right here, Windows 10 64-bit downloads. If you click this on, it'll show you different ones here. You could download this one here too. I mean, that's it. It says HP LaserJet USB .4 communication drive for Windows 8 and higher. I would download this if I was you guys. Here's the one, the resource kit. I would definitely do that as well. Okay. Now, let me just go back again. I think they had something with a driver software, unless that might be it. Let me just see something really quick here. I want to do it one more time here. Okay. Now, just remember one thing. Keep this set for English. And also, you look at all the operating systems here. Okay. Just keep that in mind. You got Linux, Mac, OS 8, 9, X, Windows 10, 32-bit, 64-bit. Then you got Windows 7, 8, NT, 203, whatever, Windows Server. This is the one supposedly that should work with Microsoft Windows XP 64. Okay. But anyway, so I'm going to go back over here to the Windows 10 again. Okay. And I just want to see the driver software in here now. Really quick here if I could do this here. Now, you could also do the universal print driver, but let's say you wanted this one here. You would do is you would click this one. It's probably the same one I was talking about. And you would click that, and everything should work out. Look, I didn't, like I said again, I didn't attach any of this software. I didn't download it, so it works on my system. On the other hand, you may have to do that. So if you get this printer, folks, because I had people selling with the other printers, yeah, I can't get the printer to work. And I would tell them, did you go to the website? Did you download the drivers and stuff like that with certain printers? You got to do your research, do your due diligence when it comes to stuff like this here. But it will work. If you are working with the latest operating system, which is Windows 10, you should have no problem with it. I printed out a test document as well. Outside of this, I want to just make sure it works with my Windows Microsoft Word, and it does work. So you'll have no problem with it. Again, folks, I'm sorry I'm going on and on. I hope this video helped. If you like it, give it a, if you want to subscribe to my channel, if you think it's helpful, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. If you think it helps you out in any way and you want to give it a thumbs up, I appreciate that. But that's basically what I can tell you. Have a great day, and if you are the lucky buyer of this printer, I'm sure you'll be very happy with it, and I wish you all the best with it. And that's all I could say right now. Thank you again for stopping by and checking out my video, and you have a great day. Thanks again. Bye.